Whenever we have data, if you know how to listen to the data, there's a lot of information that comes from there. If the data is not correct, if the basis on which we act is incorrect, then it leads to wrong actions. It increases the inequality. So the journey to start with is to demand good data quality, data completeness, no staleness of data, and we should keep questioning the data veracity itself.
Mr. Schmel, would you like to unmute yourself?
Okay, thank you. Very interesting lecture, very interesting presentation. I want to ask you next question. How data technologies can support resolution problems of poverty? How data can support improvement social and economic well-being among poor and low socioeconomic groups of population?
Thank you, sir. Whenever we have data, if you know how to listen to the data, there's a lot of information that comes from there. If the data is not correct, if the basis on which we act is incorrect, then it leads to wrong actions. It increases the inequality. So the journey to start with is to demand good data quality, data completeness, no staleness of data, and we should keep questioning the data veracity itself. For example, you talked about the inequality or you talked about the social injustice. A few years back, I was working with the Lokayukta looking at the public distribution system. I'm just drawing a little away from the electoral role, but they're all connected. So that time, the public distribution system meant there is a special kind of card called below poverty line card, BPL card. The BPL card means the family income, not individual income, as of that time, should be less than 10,000 rupees per year. The family income should be less than 10,000 rupees per year in rural India, less than 12,000 rupees per year in urban India. And Karnataka had 80 lakh families, approximately 80 lakh families that time. I'm talking about 6 years back when Justice Santosh Hegde was Lokayukta. Did the data, we found 1.2 crore BPL cards. So when the BPL cards are issued in duplicates, 1.2 crore cards for 80 lakh families, then what happens? Naturally, there'll be injustice because the people who don't deserve eat away what is meant for the people who need it, the people who deserve it. And how does it happen? At the time of elections, at the time of something, some propaganda, okay, I will get you a BPL card. So one family holding a large number of BPL cards, BPL card is not just for the ration, what we call, not just for the rice and wheat and sugar and salt. It entitles a person for several other things. So unless we cleanse the system, maybe Manrega, maybe the job security, maybe the job guarantee, maybe the caste-based thing, whatever we call it, unless we are sure about the correctness, we are misled. And if you take one wrong action, it will lead into several other wrong actions. Retired Justice Patil, Kolte Patil, he just came out with a statement telling that 17% of the Dalits from the electoral roll have been deleted incorrectly. Just a statement. So I called him up. I rang up and asked, okay, how did you get this data? Where is the data? He said, by the names I can make out who is Dalit, who is not Dalit. I said, okay, I got two names, R.K. Narayan, K.R. Narayan. Tell me who is a Brahmin, who is a Dalit. He said, no, I got my way of doing it. I said, no, you cannot get away like that. When the Justice of High Court, when you write an article, you are accountable. You cannot just make a statement and get away. I want to know, how did you identify? Then I spent a few months downloading the data from the electoral roll. Is there a possibility? I also checked with some famous universities in the country and abroad. There is no way we can do. But what happens is that people make irresponsible statement and all of us enjoy, oh, I am being hurt. There is injustice towards me, towards my community, towards my caste, towards my color, because I have people who don't like. We get caught with it. And I'm appalled with very senior officers who held very respectable positions falling prey into this kind of things. So typically, in summary, if the data is not clean, if we base our judgments and actions on wrong data, it can lead to chaos.
Sir, question to you in continuation of Mr. Schmelz. This information on electoral and their voter, whether they have this epic card or not, tell me, is it the middle class who are not aware, the educated middle class, but whereas the below poverty line people, are they more aware? What is your opinion on this?
My observation, the limited observation, because I'm not a field worker, I work with data. Sitting at the comfort of my home. At my age, I cannot really roam around much. But whatever little observations I have, there is no much of a difference. This class, middle class, upper class, lower class, it's all in our mind. If I go to the booths in Bangalore, I find long queues, 1 hour, 1.5 hours. People don't mind standing in the queue for hour and a half to two. All educated urban middle class. Same is the case with other places. If you go near a Jogapati area, same thing. I do not find much of a difference. And even if you analyze the voter turnout based on various other factors, women majority, okay, do they vote more or less? I don't find any difference. This community to that community. There is a statement made by Dr. Abu Saleh Sharif that people of my community have lost faith in the system. But wherever the percentage of Islamic names is higher, the turnout is better. Just countering what he claims, and he goes to the court with that, he goes to press with that, he represented the ECI with that, and he is heard. International papers, Al Jazeera, etc., they publish his opinion, and people get carried away. Is it supported by fact? When we are not supported by fact, whatever sample survey do is wrong. And most is doing a wrong survey, taking a wrong information and claiming it to be true, not being and not being open to audit. If I say something, I should accept rejoinders. I can not make a statement, accept, yeah, I was wrong, and make the same statement again. That is dangerous. We have to watch out for that.
Yeah, Mr. Dr. Taru Veera has a question.
Namaste, sir.
Okay.
Recently, Ramnath Kovind ji has given a report, One Nation, One Election.
Yes.
What is your takeaway?
Yeah, absolutely. It is a good thing to happen so that elections for the parliament, assemblies, everything happens together. It's less of a burden, better organized, better managed. It is doable with a proper system. And I do agree with you. It will be a better system based on whatever little I have observed. But it's a task to make it happen, to tie up the mechanisms. And fortunately, we do have fairly good infrastructure. Our election system is pretty good. It is admirable to get 1.5 crore people mobilized to conduct these elections, and fairly good. It is admirable. Whatever comments and the complaints I have about the system, in the meantime, I got a lot of admiration. So it is doable. And it will be good for the country.
Yeah. Does that answer your question? Yeah. Sir, are the governments working for a cleaner electoral system, or are they working, each party is working only to increase their own voting? Is there any rules or regulations or laws that are brought in to build a clean electoral system in our country?
There is total apathy from the political systems, political parties about improving the system. There is very little contribution, very little interest. And the system is quite comfortable, quite happy. They ask for the participation of political parties. They don't come. So it is comfortable. There is no action needed, no work needed. So I do not find any concerted effort or any interest, leave alone effort, from the political parties to improve the system. As you rightly said, they are definitely interested to increase their votes. Whichever way the improvement of the system will reduce their votes, they would rather have a bad system than lose elections.
So I have a question. So you said that there are many duplicate entries in the electoral roll, and it is due to non-proficiency of the electoral roll management. And you said they would be punished due to this. So can you say who will be punished? Is it the management or the person?
No. Okay. That is a very interesting question. Now, the officials are never punished. They'll be promoted, they'll be awarded, they'll be transferred, whatever it is, they'll get only shabash, whatever they do. That is what I have been seeing. In the book, nobody gets punished. That is a beauty. As per the book, if I have duplicate record, I am punishable. What is the punishment? I do not know. Who will punish? I do not know. How will the investigation done? I do not know. But it is an offense to have duplicate entries in the electoral roll. That's all what the book says. And so far, I do not know one occasion where anybody was found guilty. though the electoral laws are, like I told you, one MLA, his wife, Mrs. Padmavati, had three entries, one after the other. In one, her age is 40, other is 48, other is 18-year-old, different houses. When I call up and ask, okay, is it not your wife? Who are you to ask? Fine, good.
Okay. So the statement itself is incomplete, we can say.
Which statement?
Like
Who will be,
they
no.
punishable.
Yeah, that's it. It is punishable. So it is just telling, see what I will do to you. The empty threats from the parents, the children. Children know there is nothing in the threat. So they have their good time. So it is an empty statement. There is nothing being done about.
Yeah. And there's one more thing, sir. If a person is expired, then whose responsibility would it be to remove their record from the ER?
Okay.
Is
In
it a
one case-
person's relative?
Okay. Yeah. See, earlier, only a family member could raise an objection, means getting name deleted is an objection. Telling that this person's name is in the electoral roll, get it deleted. Now anybody can. I can tell my neighbor so-and-so, whose name is in the electoral roll, is not a living person. And they also have a statement on paper as a policy but not practice, telling that the births and deaths office regularly gives them data and they are to remove these names from the electoral rolls. I don't see it happening. So the people who are dead 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 15 years ago, they continue to be there. And BLO, okay. BLO, booth level officer, is expected to visit every house, maybe 300 houses, 400 houses. It is not a task that cannot be done. If I am a BLO, I may take 3 to 4 days, once a year, twice a year, to see that if the records are correct or not. But if they visit, there cannot be a dead person, dead for 10 years, 12 years. They don't, because they don't exist. And the money, I think, is being paid to the non-existing BLOs. Not a big amount, 6,000 rupees per year, but look at the number of booths. So it's a system which is self-defeating in many ways.